the old tricks won't work anymore. People here are trying to act like the Republican Party is the same back then as it is today is exactly like these people who are still trying to act like the Mexicans you see today were like the original Mexicans that Columbus encountered when he got here, that the Irish that you see today were the same as the Irish you saw before thousands of years ago, just like the Filipinos you see today are the Filipinos that have been there this whole time. Same thing you're trying to say with this Republican Party. This dude is kind of clowning here. Oh, I'm just going to leave this here. The Republican Party. Okay, the Republic on this day, March 20th, 1854, the Republican Party of the United States of America was founded in a schoolhouse in Ripon, Wisconsin. Purpose to counter the Democrats' plans to expand slavery in America, because this Republican Party was for our people and for getting rid of slavery. But see, this is why you have to actually read other books, because this whole slavery being abolished and everything else made things worse for our people, not better, because now slavery was able to be expanded to everyone because they just let's just take a look at the book. Slavery by Another Name, which is exactly what you guys did. You just enacted the 13th Amendment and you made all these vagrancy laws, all these different laws to put us into prisons. And then after you put us in prisons, then you leased us out, and then they could just, work us to death within months and a couple of years. You'd work us to death, and then you just, get more. You just hire out more, rent out more and more of us Negroes. So our living conditions got even worse after 1865, and that was all planned because see, the southern states were the ones who were able to actually take advantage of having slaves, and they were primarily the only group that was able to actually, take advantage of having us in slavery. So they wanted to expand that. So they're like, okay, we're going to get rid of the system in the South. Well, okay, don't worry, but we're going to pay you for your slaves. We're going to pay you for your lost property. And after they did that, then they went ahead and enacted the 13th Amendment, and then they started putting us in prisons, and then they didn't have to maintain the slaves anymore because they could just work us to death and then just go get a new one. And now this whole system has been expanded, all over the place, as opposed to just the South benefiting. It was everyone being able to benefit from enslaving our people. So if you look at the top here, it's like there must be stringent laws to control the Negroes and require them to fulfill their contracts of labor on the farms. With the Southern economy in ruins, state officials limited to the barest resources, and county governments with even fewer, the concept of reintroducing the forced labor of blacks as a means of funding government services was viewed by whites as an inherently practical method of eliminating the cost of building prisons and returning blacks to their appropriate position. So you guys, it's the Democrats and Republicans both working together to destroy our people. Okay, so again, returning blacks to their appropriate position in society, below everyone. That was our appropriate position. And vassals being able to just, live life and not be us. That was our appropriate position for them. Okay, forcing convicts to work as part of punishment for an ostensible crime was clearly legal too. The 13th Amendment to the Constitution, adopted in 1865 to formally abolish slavery, specifically permitted involuntary servitude as a punishment for duly convicted criminals. So this was their way to get us back into servitude once again. Beginning in the late 1860s, and accelerating after the return of white political control in 1877, every southern state enacted an array of interlocking laws essentially intended to criminalize black life. Many such laws were struck down in court appeals or through federal interventions, but new statutes embracing the same strictures on black life quickly appeared to replace them. Few laws specifically enunciated their applicability only to blacks, but it was widely understood that these provisions would rarely, if ever, be enforced on whites. Every southern state except Arkansas and Tennessee had passed laws by the end of 1865 outlining vagrancy, and so vaguely defining it that virtually any freed slave not under the protection of a white man could be arrested for the crime. In 1865, Mississippi statutes required African American workers to enter into labor contracts with white farmers by January 1st of every year, or risk being arrested, right? But see, you're only going to tell little half truths here. The Republican Party here was trying to save slaves while the Democratic Party was trying to expand slavery. But both of them worked together to pretty much put us back, okay, into slavery once again. And we never were out of that situation because we've always been looked at as the bottom of the bottom of society, and that we always need to put us back into our appropriate position at the bottom. And that was all part of us going under the curses and everything else. But now in 2019, that's all ended. And now these curses are falling on you. And you are now having a hard time. And it's not just you, it's 99% of you. The people at the top, the colonizers, as well as your vassals. That's why all this is falling on deaf ears now. I said the 1% or less than 1% that has their eyes open can see through all this BS now, trying to make it seem as if somehow the Republican Party is a slave or is the party of the so-called Negroes, when all you did was destroy one system and enact another. And our situation went from bad, horrible, to worse, all on your clock, all on your dime, all on the time of you guys being in charge. And now the Most High has raised us up back up, has awakened us, and now we can see through all of your lies. So neither party has been for our people. You judge them by their fruits. And what has either party done for us? Absolutely nothing. They've worked together to make our lives horrible. They worked together to keep us at the bottom. This was Psalms 83 to the T, how they worked together to destroy us as a people and to destroy the name of Israel worldwide. That was the whole point of Psalms 83. Let's read it. Thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. So this one group, oh, you Republicans, you're for us. All the Democrats are against you. Oh, well, no, we're the group for this, and we're here to help you out. We know that has been nothing further from the truth, because you guys have all taken crafty counsel against our people. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. That's why we're called Negroes, Blacks, African Americans, Afro-Americans, whatever it is. And in the fact that we've now come back to our heritage, everyone wants to make, you guys aren't the original people. You're this, and I'm like, again, how are other nations who can't even defend all the things they've done to us? How do they get to dictate who we are with no proof whatsoever? Just your words and just you saying it isn't working anymore. Your math isn't mathing anymore. So again, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. And that's exactly what they've all been. They have all been confederate against our people. They've all been confederate trying to destroy the Most High's chosen people. But like it's been said, the actions that you have done against us, you have done against our power. We are the representatives of the Most High here on this earth, here in this matrix. And what you do to us, you do to the Most High. What you do to us, you do to the Father. So you guys all working together to destroy us means that you've been really working against the Most High. You've been working for Satan to raise up his kingdom. And now it's time for his kingdom to fall. And everyone that's been associated with his kingdom, they will fall also. All praise is Most High Yahweh. Thank you again to the Holy Spirit. Thank you again to my angels. Thank you for the prayers of my ancestors who do see what is going on here. I am my ancestors. I am here because I have their DNA flowing through my veins. They are there constantly asking the Most High, how long, Father? How long before you visit these people who have destroyed us? And that is what fuels me. That is what drives me. The prayers of my ancestors, because I'm a manifestation of the prayers of my ancestors, and I will never forget them. And this is a very important time for us to remember our ancestors. Understand this, these people have made these holidays to make money off of them, but are these times of the year were ours originally. At the end of this month, it's a very important time for us to be able to communicate with our ancestors, because the veil is very thin at the end of this month. That's why they switched their All Saints Day to this time of the year to hide that fact. But I'm taking back this time of the year for me and my people. Shalom.